Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we are going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Miguel was paralyzed during all of Cobra Kai Season 3? So in this timeline, the school fight would still happen, and Miguel would fall off the balcony, and he would be paralyzed and go into a coma. Kreese would still kick Johnny out of Cobra Kai, and the events of Season 3 would stay the same, and Johnny and Daniel would still go out looking for Robbie, and eventually Daniel would turn in Robbie to the police, so Robbie would be arrested and go to juvie, and eventually Miguel would wake up from his coma, and Johnny would go visit him, and Miguel and Johnny would reconnect, and Miyagi-Do would still raise money for Miguel's surgery, and Johnny would try to help out, and he would still steal from Sid to get the money for Miguel's surgery, so he would never go visit Robbie, and much like in the original timeline, Kreese would visit Robbie and start manipulating him in juvie, and as for Cobra Kai, they would still mess with Miyagi-Do, and Daniel would still go to Okinawa, and he would learn the pressure point technique from Chosen, and Kreese would still go out recruiting new students for Cobra Kai, such as Kyler and his friends, and Hawk wouldn't be on board with this, and much like in the original timeline, Johnny would try to help Miguel recover the ability to use his legs, and Johnny would try a bunch of different techniques in order to do so, but he wouldn't have much luck, and while Miguel was recovering, he would have friends from Cobra Kai visit him, such as Hawk and Sam, and Dimitri would visit him on occasion as well, and Miguel would try to talk some peace between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do. He would tell them that he knows firsthand the consequences of what can happen if things go too far, and Hawk would start to see that Miguel was right, and Johnny wouldn't open up Eagle Fang in this timeline, and all the students that were kicked out of Cobra Kai would join Miyagi-Do, and Tori would go visit Miguel, and they would start talking, and it would be a similar conversation to the conversation they had at the restaurant. This is when Sam would show up and visit Miguel, and Tori would want to fight Sam, but Miguel would tell Tori to back off, and Tori would be mad, so she would leave, and she would go to the Cobra Kai dojo and start punching the sandbag. This is when Kreese would start to manipulate Tori even more, and Hawk would talk to Kreese. He would tell him what Miguel told him, saying that Miyagi-Do wasn't the enemy, but Kreese wouldn't want to listen to Hawk. He would tell him that he was going to end up like Miguel if he doesn't see that Miyagi-Do was the enemy, and after much discussion, Kreese would actually kick Hawk out of Cobra Kai for becoming soft like Miguel, so Hawk would be kicked out of Cobra Kai, and he would go to Miguel, and he would tell him everything, and Miguel would tell Hawk that Cobra Kai was in the wrong place, and that maybe Hawk should join Miyagi-Do, and Hawk would tell Miguel that maybe Johnny should open up a new dojo, but this is when Miguel would tell Hawk that Johnny was no longer practicing karate, so Hawk, after much hesitation, would join Miyagi-Do. By the time Robbie gets out of juvie, he wouldn't want to go with either Johnny or Daniel, and since Miguel is still paralyzed in this timeline, he wouldn't be at Miyagi-Do, and Robbie would show up later at Miyagi-Do. He would see Sam there, alone, and Robbie would still be mad at Daniel for turning him in, but Sam would try to talk to Robbie, and Robbie would learn to let it go, and he would rejoin Miyagi-Do, and Sam would take Robbie to Miguel, and at first Miguel would be afraid of Robbie, but Sam would convince Robbie to apologize to Miguel, and Miguel would also apologize for kissing Sam, and Robbie and Miguel would forgive one another, and Ali would still come back, and the party would stay the same. Miyagi-Do and Miguel would all be at Daniel's house. This is when Cobra Kai would attack, but in this timeline, Miyagi-Do would have the upper hand because they would have Robbie and Hawk on their side, and Hawk, Robbie, and Sam would protect Miguel because Miguel was still in a wheelchair, and the season would end the same, with both Daniel and Johnny confronting Kreese, only with no violence involved, because Johnny wouldn't be filled with rage, seeing Robbie training with Kreese, and Kreese would still propose the tournament, and the season would end the same way, with Daniel training Miyagi-Do for the tournament with Johnny's help. And that is where I'm going to end this what if. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Miguel was paralyzed during all of Cobra Kai Season 3? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.